Hello and welcome to Two-A-Day on your Packer Link Up. Today is Monday, August 18th, and you're watching the 5 o'clock edition. Well, our top story, Mike McCarthy addressed the media after the 49ers game and had several things to say, not all of which was positive. In fact, little of it was. He said that there was too much push in the pocket, that Aaron and the offense were not productive. He said that the pad level was too high and the team just did not play well. So he wasn't mincing words, but he did say that there would be a lot to learn from the tape, and McCarthy promised that the team would learn. He said that there were things in the game plan in a preseason game that are there for different reasons than in a regular season game. And he said the team liked to play against a 3-4 defense because everyone in our division runs some variation of the Tampa 2. So some of the confusion may have been due to that. And also, there's a learning curve there. So this is a good game to get under their belts. He didn't want to make that as an excuse for the team, but he did say that's part of the reason that they try to make sure they play against someone who runs a 3-4. Aaron Rodgers, after the game, said, "I'm disappointed. I'm not worried. I probably held the ball too long and we didn't get into a rhythm." He said he wasn't worried about the drop balls, but there were a lot of mental errors, including some that he made himself. He said the communication wasn't good and some of the receivers made mental mistakes as well. He said, "We'll watch the film together and get better. We have no choice." That's going to happen sometimes. We just did not execute tonight. I didn't make any plays. A lot of times a quarterback, when he's making plays, can get the offense going, but I didn't do that tonight. I think across the board, we're disappointed with our performance. So I think that's true across the board with the team, across the fan base. Disappointing loss to the 49ers. But today's Monday, and so today's the day that the team is going to start moving on. We'll put the 49ers loss to rest today. And in fact, I thought today would be a good day to introduce a new segment for the show that we can put on Mondays. Mondays, we're going to have from now on what I'll call the Two-A-Day rah-rah moment. That's where I play cheerleader. I'm going to get in there regardless of how bad a loss was or how great a win was. I'm going to pick one thing or two or maybe even a handful of things, but I'm going to push them, and it's all going to be positive. We'll end the show on a positive note, I promise. And this is a good time to prove it after this pretty bad loss to the 49ers. Here's the rah-rah moment for today. Okay, guys, gals, fans out there, remember, this is the preseason. Regardless of how good or bad things go, we've got to remember this is preseason football. And McCarthy was actually right when he said they put some of the plays in and they put some of the sets in and some of the concepts they use on the field for different reasons. It's not all about winning in the preseason. It's about learning in the preseason. And there will be plenty of lessons to learn. The question is going to be whether the team bounces back and plays like crazy after a performance like this, or whether they fold under the pressure. And hey, time to be a cheerleader. These guys are going to perform. This week's game will be better. Take my word for it. It's just the preseason. Also, in this game, there were some very good individual performances. We saw Jordy Nelson tear it up, 2 returns that were better than 50 yards each. He looked in control. Abdul Hodge with another couple nice plays, one in which he took on a couple offensive linemen and still came underneath and made a tackle. There were some guys out there getting it done. Pat Lee looks good again. This guy is going to make the team. I feel bad for Jarrett Bush. Jarrett Bush had a bad day. Pat Lee had a good day. There are some guys out there making their presence known. So we know with the injuries that we have, both on offense and on defense, it's giving time for some of these players like Pat Lee to get out there, strut their stuff, and get comfortable. Then when the injuries heal and we're able to put our whole team together and have our starting package put together, we are going to be Okay. We've got to keep playing tough. We definitely have to improve regardless of who is on the team, but we're going to be okay. And one final positive that comes out of a negative for another team, in case you didn't notice, the Patriots played very poorly as well. Bill Belichick left in most of the starting offense for much of the game to try to get something going. Of course, Tom Brady was out, so they were trying to get some of their backup quarterback to be able to make some ground with the rest of the starters in, which we didn't have. And the scenario being the only guy out was their starting quarterback. And that's kind of what we had. Aaron Rodgers is the starter, but this is his first start. So he is needing reps as well. And they got nothing going, and a lot of bad things happened. That's just the way it goes. It goes at times. So, Patriots lost 10-27 against the Buccaneers. So we'll take that as a positive. We'll put this game to rest. And as of tonight, we'll be moving on with news and thinking forward to the next game for the Pack. So that's it for this afternoon. So until the 10 o'clock edition, everybody remember, go Pack.